Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play TPP. This is Slow and we are almost out of the forest area. We've just got to get past a few more guys and we'll be at our next city. This would be the second of the stupid rich people. With a new thing. We're still seeing a few new things, aren't we? With enough luck, we'll get to a stage where we've run into most of the things and we can safely flick through these battles as fast as we can. Yeah. I should have anticipated that. I don't think the previous games in the series were as hot on using healing items as they are in Black and White. In Black and White I've only played up to the third gym and there were quite a lot of guys actually using healing items in certain fights. It's this one. I mentioned Erin in part 2, but we actually get to see that she is in fact a freaking tentacle. I don't see why. In any case, if you thought that HP stat was bad enough, just look at what we're going to fight next. While we just flick around as there is kind of a level difference between our two main guns. The HP stat there is actually so large it exceeds the limit that my template diagram goes up to, which is 200. So I would think that would make Kaguya the equivalent of Blissey, really, but with different elements. Erin and Kaguya are, well, I said previously that Erin was one of the two final bosses of Touhoudan. Kaguya would be the other one. And I'm just going to ignore the stuff that was going on so I can keep going on about Kaguya for a second, because I'm not sure why they would give her so much health. You don't get much of an impression about why that would be if you had just played Touhou 8. Because I'm not exactly sure what her demeanour would be called in that game, but the only evidence to her being kind of lazy in a way would be her appearance in one of the mangas that was produced, which I think was called In Arbor of the Moon and In Arbor of the Earth, which is a reference to two other characters which I will introduce later. But in that, Kaguya is generally portrayed as extremely lazy. I mean, like really lazy. I won't make any references to the comic, but just say that she's basically, if you thought you were lazy in that you didn't do anything all day, she takes it like 3 steps further. I fast forward through this battle and it would seem that this game is considering Hina to be like the Magikarp equivalent. Not sure why they would do that. Yeah, with enough luck we'll be seeing a lot of those things fast forwarded. Just round up, finishing, picking up a bunch of random things lying around. And then we'll enter the next city. So then we can actually... The first thing we always do when we get over here is take the side route, because there's always a random thing that we'll never ever use. disappoints me that they didn't change much of the city music in this game. So, I can't think off the top of my head what this place was called initially in the other games, but in this game it's called the Heaven Skies. And this, at this point, well, the first thing you do when you get over here, aside from pick up random things, is pick up compulsory random things, like frickin' HMs. That would be, yep, cut. Yeah, I think that was changed. So we have to fight her. Just bloody brilliant. She, I believe, okay, from what I remember about Tenchi is that she was the final boss of 10.5, which was the second of the 3 fighting games. And in that game, she was a complete fucking jerk. And used a sword, I think the best term would be like she was a person who lived in the skies and somehow got bored for whatever reason and decided to steal a sword and cause loads of disasters around in Tokyo, including completely levelling the shrine just out of sheer boredom. And I believe she's also portrayed as kind of a jerk in the other Toho fan game that I've watched an LP of, which was a crossover between Toho and Mother / Earthbound. And in that she is actually one of the last bosses in the game. And here we go with another new move. The knocking out struggle. Just I never even seen this move before, so I had no idea what it does. We'll figure that out in a moment, what the move does. Even so, our objective now is to round up all the trainers in the area, beat them all up, and then hopefully take down the first gym leader. Now I've heard that phrase before about screwing rules, but I'm not exactly sure as to... well, that was what intuition did it. It seems to be able to sleuth, which essentially makes it worthless. But I've lost my train of thought now. Good going, me. But fast forwarding through battles is feeling good right now. Do like. So we've still got like 4 or 5 remaining targets to take care of. And this was something I laughed at when I played through. Tracing Trace. I always figured if this were going into an infinite loop if it was programmed terribly. Fight essentially it turns into a confusion stall war. So yeah, more super fast mode for you. What confuses me about the chibi sprite for Bejeweled is that it almost looks like a duck of some sort. At least the lower half does, because, well, it's kind of tricky to tell. I believe that in the actual games that Julie is actually capable of using a lot of what I would call elemental magic, which I believe also gives me a good reason to use her in the campaign, in that she has a high degree of versatility in the range of moves that she is able to employ, in comparison to what I think is going to be the case for a bunch of the other puppets in the game. Hey, how's it going? I believe, from what I've read, that Aya is supposedly the fastest thing, or I should say the best description is living entity in the Toho universe, which associates with that high speed stat and the fact that we see speed boost. In a previous save file I actually employed Aya as one of my main 6, however I have this thing, so I can get away with not using it for now. However, time is catching on, I believe, so after this battle, which, oh yeah, when we learn jump kick, pretty handy. Although, we'll see what it does next video. Foreshadowing. In any case, that is all for this video. This has been Slow, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.